Hello people, welcome back to Rosebraid Legit Reporting. Let's see what Pastor Chris, Prophet Lovey and Apostle Salman has to say concerning having a dreadlock. What are your opinion? Pastor Chris said it's not a bad thing. Salman said a born again can have it, and then Lovey sticks to dreadlock. What are your opinions? Let's find out and let's check it out.
Nothing wrong with your hairstyle, whether it is dreadlocks, deadlocks, live locks, whatever locks they are. In the kingdom, it's not all about sinfulness and righteousness. There are times it's about foolish and wise. If I draw a mouse on my head now and I come to preach, and I say it's my life, it's not my business, please don't feel bad. I want to address everybody that I've offended with my tattoos, with my dreadlocks, and I want to apologize to absolutely nobody. You are talking in a jurisdiction that God did not instruct you.
So in this video, we would look upon the matter of dreadlocks. This urban hairstyle wasn't much of a big concern until we began to see its trend amidst certain uprising prophets who happen to have gained a lot of popularity. What this means is that younger believers would grow up to see it as a usual thing for ministers of the gospel to have this kind of hairstyle. So our focus in this video is to find out the reality as well as to know what implications such an hairstyle can bring to a minister or an ordinary believer. Because right now, a lot of individuals are not in agreement to see this kind of hairstyle on the altar. There are a lot of criticisms against it. But before we start, let us listen to this prophet called Lovey Elias, who replied all who criticize him and his fellow pastors who either have a dreadlock or a tattoo on their bodies.
I want to address everybody that I've offended with my tattoos, with my dreadlocks, and I want to apologize to absolutely nobody. Many of you like to quote scripture out of context to justify your religious beliefs, and that's not going to work with me. You see, I was not chosen by men, so what you think about me doesn't matter. As long as I'm pleasing Jesus, you don't really matter to me. So guys, let's stop this nonsense of quoting scripture out of context. Some of you don't even know. If marking your body was wrong, then Jesus having marks of nails on his hands must make him a sinner. If marking your body is wrong, why did God mark Cain with a mark on his forehead? Do you know that when you get to heaven, God will actually tattoo you? He said he will write his name on your forehead. Do you know why the devil wants to do 666? He wants to copy what God will do. So again, Christians need to mature. Many of you who are claiming or condemning people, judging people, you are talking in a jurisdiction that God did not instruct you.
Oh my goodness. You could literally see so much allegiance to dreadlocks and even tattoos as this esteemed minister of the gospel was speaking. To bring some light to this topic, let us listen to Apostle Emmanuel Iren, who shared something really insightful about dreadlocks. We would do this quickly before we listen to what Apostle Joshua Selman and Pastor Chris Oyakilome said concerning this same issue.
Let me say this, all right? I'm not talking about anything orderly, stylish for a guy, all right? But at the end of the day, here is what I want to say. You have to understand the impression that your style preference is having on your brand. You have to be intentional about that, because whether you like it or not, you just pick a style because you like it. You have to understand that there are implications for that. And then at the end of the day, you want to use a style that can work in for most settings. I know that Gen Zs are not going to like this because you want to use dreads and all of that. Maybe it's not just my style preference, but I understand. I've seen people rock really nice ones though, but at the same time, when you're going to wear a suit, don't just choose hair like you're going to be on jeans all day, every day of your life. That's just what I think. All right, but that's up to you. And then, of course, because this is a faith-based program, you also want to make sure that at least there is some modesty. I know modesty is very relative, but whatever represents modesty to you and whatever does not defy your conviction, get on with that. But at the end of the day, I'm just telling you, be intentional, and I mean intentional, about your hair.
So there were certain key points Apostle Emmanuel Iren stated out. He made it clear that we have to be intentional about the impression our hairstyle has on our general appearance. Secondly, he advised to choose a style that would easily communicate a modest appearance. This here is what we need to understand. Before we bring in what Apostle Joshua Selman said, let us quickly listen to Pastor Chris as he gives a further explanation to this.
Firstly, there's nothing wrong with your hairstyle, whether it is dreadlocks, deadlocks, live locks, whatever locks they are. Nothing is wrong with your